Life is good. Life is great. What is going on, world? Is your boy Steve Dad back with another episode. This is week number 6 of my mobile home investment journey. And here's just a really quick recap. I've got 5 things that I'm going to mention, or 5 key points, in roughly 5 minutes. We'll see how close I get. Key point number 1, I started doing daily searches. For me, that included using Facebook Marketplace, MH Village, Craigslist, foreclosure.com, and bidforassets.com. Those are kind of just the sites that I go to every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, looking for leads. On some of those, especially on Facebook Marketplace, you can no longer search for, well, take that back. You can search for mobile homes, but mobile homes. But what'll happen is you'll get a ton of uh, trailers, like you'll get a ton of RVs and things like that. Sometimes different styles of trailers and stuff. But if you type in manufactured home or manufactured homes or manufactured housing, you'll find that you'll be able to pull up what we're looking for. So that's just kind of a tip. Same thing with those other sites like Craigslist, kind of the same concept. But I typically type them both in just in case, just to make sure nothing kind of falls between the cracks. If you know of others, please let me know. Comment below. I would love to add more sites that I go to and add to my daily search list. Uh, Key point number 2. I actually ended up purchasing a mobile home wholesaling course that is presented by Calvin Ahia. He's down in his main base hub, I guess, is out of Louisiana, but he also expands across a few different states. One of the things that impacted me making this decision, I thought about it, and like, I can't think of any profession where an individual doesn't spend something to invest in themselves. I've got a personal training business, and I went through countless courses and things like that. And, some of those certifications I use on like almost a daily basis. Others I don't use often, but it's good to have them in my wheelhouse. It's good to have them available for when I do need them. Or should I say, it's good to have that knowledge available for when I need to utilize it. Um, and that extends. I mean, you can even include my undergrad. I mean, I've invested quite a bit towards that business. I've got a real estate photography business. Same concept there. I've invested in things, and so basically, I reached a point because I was touring with it a bit. I actually reached out and talked to Calvin, prior to the fact, and I probably spent the last maybe 30 to 60 days following, just keeping an eye on what he does, how he carries himself, things like that. I don't want to say stalking, but low key, almost something like that. So I know he joined the Clubhouse app. I follow him on there. He would get in the room, or he would be in the room talking. I would often pop in. Sometimes I'll go on stage and ask questions, but basically between that, his Facebook group, his personal page, just scrolling and glancing, trying to get an idea of his character. I eventually reached a point where I felt like, he was a straight shooter, straightforward. Everything seemed open and honest. So I went on ahead and pulled the trigger on that course. If you want more information on that course, let me know. Comment. I'll try to remember to put it in the description, but I tend to always forget to do that. But make a comment, and then I can share a link or tell you how to get in touch with him if you're interested. Now, do I plan on wholesaling every property? Absolutely not. But the reason why I wanted to go ahead and kind of get some of that know-how underneath my belt is because every property isn't going to be an ideal fit for me. But instead of me having to just walk away from people or turn them away saying that I can't help them, wholesaling would give me an opportunity to maybe bring somebody else in and kind of help them solve their issue. Because when it's all said and done with, that's what we're doing. We're problem solving, right? Well, that should be the primary reason why you're into it. I mean, granted, there can be some financial gains and things like that, but just make certain that at the forefront of your goals, make certain that you're focused on helping someone solve their problem. Um, One of the things I've learned about life, and I've been told this many times before, but as long as you find a way to help others solve your problems, you'll always be able to accomplish your goals. So just kind of keep that in mind, just a tidbit, tab. But I've picked up, want to share it with you. Key point number 3. In addition to starting that mobile home wholesaling course and utilizing some of the tips that were shared there, as well as tips that I've got from other places online, Propelio being one of them, and just different YouTube channels, John Fedro's course, I know I've mentioned him before, but I took the information that I acquired and I actually utilized action steps, and I think that's a huge component. I've heard people before say that like, hey, I've done this course or that course and it didn't work out well, it didn't work for me. But what happens oftentimes, and honestly, I would go as far as saying more often than not, what happens is people expect to purchase a course and then the money just comes to them. They expect it to be easy, but like the reality is you've got to grind. You've got to put forth the effort. You've got to put in the work. How does that saying go? You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. They can put everything in the world in front of you, but until you're ready to take that first step or until you're ready to start taking action steps, you're not going to reap the benefit of those things. With I guess the way I look at it is that like without action, that information can essentially just go to waste. If you spend a lot of time going through the coursework, whatever it is, learning a whole lot of stuff, but if you never take action, that all that knowledge pretty much goes to waste. Key point number 4, I stepped up and combined some marketing approaches. I believe in another video I mentioned setting up a Carrot website. So I'm utilizing that Carrot site as well as Facebook, and I'm combining those things so that I can begin to funnel traffic or funnel the leads in a manner where it's easier for me to keep up with them. So I don't have like a ton of Post-its and notes floating around everywhere. It's also easier for me to search them. And basically, I'm combining these things and combining the information. So it's easier for me to connect buyers with sellers and sellers with buyers and vice or whatever. And then key point number 5, fifth and final of this short 5-minute-ish video is I received my replacement bandit signs. Hopefully you've been watching this entire series and you heard the part about me saying the issue with the first set of bandit signs that I received. But what I ended up doing with these, I ordered blank bandit signs. I used one of the signs as a stencil or to create a template, and that's pretty easy to do, utilizing basically a Word document, and then you open it in you convert it into a PDF. And then you can open that PDF in Adobe and you can print it in with the poster method. And again, if you want to see the details on how I do this, hit me up, let me know. I'll make a short video about that. But basically the goal is to take that first one and make it a template. And once I cut out all the letters, put it on top of each of the other signs. I have a couple of helpers who will help with that. And just spray paint those signs with a basic black spray paint. So that is week number 6 recapped. And hey, if you made it to this part of the video, I greatly appreciate you for being a part of the journey. Do me a favor, comment, subscribe, like, all that fun stuff, but tell me something about your journey, right? I don't want this to just be about me. I want to also know what have you got going on, and if this video has been helpful to you in any way, comment below. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here. I'm gonna sign out. Appreciate you walking, and no, wait, appreciate you watching is what I meant to say. Anyways, stay tuned. I'll be back.